Welcome to Around the Board, a show where four board game enthusiasts discuss board game topics and board game news. This is episode 68, recorded on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. On today's show, we'll preview a local convention to the Kansas City area, Meeple-A-Thon, which is not only a great place to play and learn games, it's also raising money for a good cause as proceeds go to help take care of foster kids. We're also going to take a look at pros and cons of Learn to Win, because they have a Learn to Win deal at Meeple-A-Thon. We'll take a look at the games that you can learn to win at Meeple-A-Thon and talk about what we think of them. And then we'll do a hot or not on Lightning Train. Is it hot or is it not? We'll find out in just a bit. And then Play Shelf Trade, where we take 3 games and we decide which one we want to play, which one we want to put on the shelf, and which one we want to just send off. So, without further ado, it is time to announce our hosts. In the blue corner, Daniel Connors. In the red corner, John Theismann. Nobody's in the other corner. Well, maybe they'll get here eventually. Kelly McLaughlin. And then me, Andy Barnett. Welcome to Around the Board. Hey, guys.
Hey.
What up?
I'm glad you mentioned Kelly, but where is Kelly?
Yeah, has anybody here seen Kelly?
Has anybody here seen Kelly? Kelly of the board game aisle.
There she
I
is.
thought you were supposed to be here. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Welcome back, Kelly.
Thank you.
You had at least one fan request your return.
I saw that. My biggest fan, I believe.
Oh, really? How much does he weigh?
Well, we haven't gotten that
Ba-dum-tsh.
far.
Okay.
You know, got to keep up the facade.
All right. Well, we are happy to have you back, Kelly. Ty was a great fill-in for you, but we're glad you are back and healthy and ready to tackle more board games.
Absolutely.
And
Welcome back.
Speaking of talking, Daniel, did you have a game you were excited about?
yeah, so last night I played one of these Randy games. It's a game that Randy had. It looks like John would have liked this game. It's called Minigolf Designer. And
we played that.
Yeah, I played
Did you
that.
play that one?
Yeah.
You guys both played that.
I
Okay.
think they played that at a Second Friday once.
Yes.
Okay, well, I gotta say, guys, I feel bad for judging that one by the cover. I was completely enamored by it. Like,
Yeah, it's a fun
favorite game of the year so far.
Really? Favorite of the
What?
year?
100%. Yes.
Okay.
Now, let me explain this real quick. You are designing your own putt-putt golf course, and what's really cool about this is it feels like tiny towns because you have a plot of land that's misshapen, and you have to figure out how to get all 9 holes in there. And while you can't just build on opposite sides, you can kind of like build diagonally, which allows you to like really branch off. So you can like really plan this in your head and then grab the tiles that you need. And because you're allowed to pass tiles, you're never really stuck with things you don't want. Now near the end, sometimes you have to because you're like, oh, the game's winding down. I just have to start taking things. But this game hit all of my triggers. It's
Really?
Mini Golf Designer it's called Thematic Games.
Because the
And
triggers is usually used in a
fantastic.
negative way.
I was
Yes, it
going to
is.
say, you're in the corner shaking. It's hitting all my triggers. No, that's Andy.
Yes.
Well,
anyways.
I played it too, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd go at as the best game of the year so far, but it was fun. It's fun,
I
definitely.
mean, it came out in like 2002, so it's not like it's my best game I played this year. So
Well,
Somewhere Chris is
that's-
smiling right now.
my wife wants to play it too, so.
That's funny
Yeah,
because I
yes.
went into it thinking it was going to be really good, and I didn't enjoy it that much at all. I didn't think. So
Really?
well,
I'd
I
have to
didn't
get-
enjoy
I'd have to
you
get another
either,
try.
John.
Well, John,
Yeah, you have to give it another
Sounds-
try. That was great.
Sounds
right.
like a dad game.
It sounds like it's getting competitive, which probably means we should.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Around the Board is all about playing the game. What game? Well, it comes in 4 segments. And we will be awarded points in each segment, and whoever has the most points at the end, well, they'll get their chance to talk about whatever they want for 2 full minutes, or up to 2 minutes. Many times people don't use the full 2 minutes, and sometimes we're grateful for that. So we're going to get things started with our first segment. Round 1. Fight!
All right. We are going to discuss Meeple-A-Thon's new Learn to Win, which is creating quite a bit of buzz because it's just a little twist on what you're used to. Play to Win, we're all familiar. You go, there's a list of games they have to check out. You learn it with your friends, you play it, you return it. Depending on where you do this, I think Meeple-A-Thon just had a check-in. I don't think there was a rate system like some of us may be familiar with Geekway. Is that correct?
I honestly don't know. I'm not very familiar with any play to wins.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
Well,
aware Meeple-A-Thon even did play to win before this.
yeah, and I could be wrong, but anyways, so the Learn to Win is more about they already have people that know the game, read the rules, the part that most of us don't enjoy unless you're a nerd and love to read books all the time, not me. Um, so these people will teach you the game. And my understanding is they give you at least 2 hours, which should, be enough to at least get a pretty good taste of the game. And their selection, pretty cool. We're gonna get to that later, though. I
So what do
think
you
everything.
think of the general concept of the Learn to Win, especially you, Kelly, since
Yeah.
you are kind of the play to win queen? You've done a lot of these. What do you think the difference between the two is? Does one sound better than the other?
So let me get this straight. Learn to win. They are going to teach you each of the games. Somebody will teach you. That's great.
Already
Because
set up.
There's guys like me that are not very smart.
Yeah,
To do
she
that,
covered
lot
that
of them.
actually.
There's a lot of
quite
those guys.
smart. To do
Or
that,
like to
you have
read.
be quite smart.
Nice.
So,
Okay,
so yeah.
Kelly. So what do you think between the two?
So for me, this is a non-starter. This might even make me go to a convention alone because otherwise I
Okay.
got to drag my teach me friends, who will read the rules. I'll buy the games, I'll play the games, but please don't ask me to read the book and teach them. I'm much better at watching videos, so you're not going to sit there at a con and watch videos. Come on, you're there to play. So this just gets me excited to run through more games. The only difference for me, the only con that I could come up with was actually having to sit for 2 hours if I don't like it. Who wants to be the person who's like, not for me, see ya? So that's
The only time I've been to one of these learn to play type things, and not learn to win, just learn, is at Gen Con. And that's because all the game publishers are there. They bring in a lot of people, and they will teach you the game. Sometimes in the vendor hall, usually it's just a round or two, but you can sign up for a ticketed event and pay to have someone teach you the game. But I love this. I think this is a fantastic idea.
save it for the show. I didn't swing it to you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, but no, but that's fine, Andy. Those are really my main points. I'm very excited for this feature, and really, like I said, only negative is if I don't like it, I hope I don't stay. So I need to be very use a lot of discretion of what I'm going to sign up for.
Cool.
And Andy, do you have any other thoughts, or was that it?
Well, most of my thoughts were there, but I have other thoughts from time to time. Oh, you mean right now? Right.
Yeah, right
So
now.
here's my other thoughts. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. If somebody's going to the trouble to teach you the game and you get partway through the teach and you're like, this is not my kind of game, that is going to be really offensive if you just get up and leave. So you can't do that. And I've done that before, and I admit I'm a jerk sometimes. I have been in the past.
No.
Yeah, it's
Not
true.
you,
It's
Andy.
true. But
This is the
you
first
can't,
I've heard
you
of
can't do
this.
that. Do everybody a favor. Like Kelly said, check out the game. Make sure it's a game that you think you would like to play. Then learn to play it. That sounds fun. I'm excited. So are they going to do the same thing that you every one of them that you learn you can potentially win?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Hence,
Yeah, it's taking
learn
the
to
place of the
win.
play to win.
Well, and unlike Geekway, where they have like, I don't know, 60 different games, you can't do learn to win with that many games. So we got 10 games up for this one. We'll talk about those here in a minute, though.
Got 4 days to do it. Come on.
Yeah. Dana, what do you think?
It's true.
So I love the concept, and I think overwhelmingly anybody who hears this is gonna be like, oh yeah, that's much better. Instead of just playing a game and trying to win it, you actually get taught the game and trying to win it. So that's like obviously better, right? Now I will say my one criticisms of any of these play to win or learn to wins is that the games can tend to be like little older games. Like they're really not like the new hotness sometimes. And I do feel like that's a little bit, it's almost like the publishers are like, hey, here's some games that we don't really care about anymore. Now, I think with the Learn to Win, the list of games, you have to stick around for the next segment. These are actually really good games. There are some older ones, which is fine, but most of these are new ones, and I think publishers are going to be a lot more excited about doing this model, and I think we're excited to see that Meeple-A-Thon could be the leaders in this, and more cons will do this, because if I actually get to learn the game, if I don't win it, I might actually go out and buy it. If I just demoed it, I might have just given up. I might have like thrown the rule book away and been like, you know what, I can't figure this out in this moment. And I returned the game, never actually playing it, but I won it, so hey, yay! Or I didn't win it, and it's like, whatever, I'm not going to get that game. That rule book was too much. So I think this is a win-win situation for them, and I'm excited to go there and play some games and get taught games.
Now, Daniel, you said Play to Wins, they don't have the most recent hot games. If you haven't been to Geekway, so you can't say that, because they actually do have the best hot play games. I mean, they had.
We're talking local cons. Technically, we're talking local.
Well, it sounded like he was talking about any Play to Win.
I was speaking generally, but you called me out. It probably was too broad, but I think Kelly is right. Like, I think I've been to some other cons with some learn to plays, and I think it's like, if you don't have the big appeal that like Geekway to the West does, which that's their main thing, then I think the publishers are kind of like, well, I'll give you this one. So
I was going to say the other thing is, though, and I don't think that's necessarily a negative like you do. I know you're all about the hotness. It has to be hot, 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 baby, hot, hot, hot. Well, I don't care if it's a good game and I haven't played it. I'd love to learn it. Absolutely. There's games like I learned recently. I learned Lost Cities. That's an old game.
Very
it's
old.
Great. It's so fantastic. I love it.
It's too old.
It's just that Andy, don't play it till one of us buys it 10 years later. 10 years later, you'll buy and go, this is a great game. No. Yeah, we had it 10 years ago, Andy. If you would have sat and let us play our game, not your game, you would have found that out.
Whatever.
That's why.
No.
But no, I'm glad you brought up Geekway, because I was going to say, looking through their Learn to Win, I was like, this came out in 2020. What?
Geekway,
no, I'm talking about
Play to Win, right?
No. I'm speaking about Meeple-A-Thons.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So, yeah, I was looking through their Play to Win just to say what Daniel said. 2025 game, 2025 game, 2025 game.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed. I'm like, they have their game on this level. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's true. And one thing I wanted to add too that you were saying too is not only you can play games that you're not sure if you would buy, but it's like I found games I never would have picked up, given a second chance, nothing. And I play, I go, oh my gosh, this was amazing.
Yeah. Like Minigolf Designer.
Yeah, there you go.
But again, that you chance doing that. If you're going to do that, you need to commit to being there. So you got to chance that. Sometimes that does keep me from checking out games that I wouldn't normally check out, because I'm pretty positive I wouldn't like them.
No, that's fair. All right, well, John, you've been silent over there.
Hey,
it's a great game.
You've told me that I would. You actually have told me that I would love it.
I did not, and you keep that name out of your mouth.
There's no way you would love it.
No, you guys. I've had multiple people tell me that I would actually like this one, this co-op.
No, you wouldn't.
He does play the game, y'all. There is a cooperative hope here.
There's several.
Andy's delusional as well, in case you didn't know that. All right, John.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
Play to Win, I've never done, and I've never really been interested. And when I've gone, like you had mentioned, when I have gone, it's a lot of games that I wasn't really that interested in winning anyway. And then I'm at who wants to play this one? Does anybody know this one? No. Okay, never mind. I'll do something else. I'll go sign up for this game over here and go do that. Learn to Win, I do like. It is intriguing. And it's all going to depend on the support. Like, are they going to have enough people to teach these games? Are the people going to know the games well enough? We've all had bad teachers of games. I mean, is somebody going to be like, I know those 5 games. I can teach those 5 games. And then, I mean, we've had events that we've planned, and we've had people, and we've told them, you can teach any game you want. Make sure it's a game you really know. And they say, okay. And then they get this, 3-hour long game, and they're like, oh, wait, let me get the rule book out a minute. Let me see. Hey, Steve, you remember in phase 2? And it's like, oh my gosh.
To be fair, and
nobody's making you teach that game.
Listen,
and you're still choosing that game that you don't know how to play. So hopefully,
I'm going to defend Daniel on this, and this is why, and that is because
I'm not saying anything about Daniel.
FBC GameCon is free, so who cares?
I'm not saying anything about Daniel.
I know, but your expectations are super high. You want professional teachers.
That's not super high.
I'm just saying, depending on the con,
when all you put on the person is Hey, you want to teach a game? Great. I don't care what you teach. Teach something you really know well.
I understand that. I understand that, but you can't be mad at a free convention.
No,
I
but
think
people do get
Andy is getting
disappointed.
more. Andy's getting very defensive. I think he might be.
He
one
wasn't
of these
the person
people
I was
who
talking
had to
about.
refer to the rule book.
No. Sometimes I like reading the rule book out loud. It's what I do for a living. I read things out loud.
But never before you sit down to play the game.
No, it's called rip and read. Rip and read.
So anyway,
All right, John,
it's
do you have
all
any other
done.
thoughts before you were rudely interrupted?
I know.
Yeah, go
It's all, like I say, it's all going to be the devil's in the details. It's all going to be in how it's worked out. I think it's an amazing idea, and I will do it. I think it's great, and I'm going to take part, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have a critique afterwards. We'll see how it is after the Meeple-A-Thon. But I'm excited about it. Yes, I like it.
Awesome. So let us know in the comments what you think. Is this a great new fresh look on Play to Wins by Learning to Win? Do you have negatives you foresee, or have you already done this? Let us know.
You know what else it does?
What else does it do?
It actually prevents people from what I see some people doing at Geekway, and that is checking the game out and then checking it right back in. Because
And the
because-
publishers like that a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yes.
when you have to learn, sit there through the learn, like maybe do they give them a little pass? Like, okay, here's you've actually learned this one.
Yeah,
No,
that's
they're
right. Yeah,
gonna
you got to
do
take a
it,
test.
Here's your
at the
board game
end.
merit badge.
Get a stamp.
All right, guys. Well, stick around for round 2 so you can hear the list of the games. But at the end of round 1, let's go over the score. Andy, you have 4 points. You could have had more, but I think you lost a few at the beginning. Daniel, you have 3 because you froze up and couldn't think. John, you have 3. And Kelly, 4 points. So let's see who can get in more
Tied
points
with
in
Kelly.
round 2.
Round 2, fight.
Okay, so in round 2, if you hadn't heard about Learn to Win, go watch round 1 or go find the actual episode we're talking about this in, because we are actually talking about the games that are going to be at Meeple-A-Thon, and we're going to talk about them as a whole, as a group. So just real quick, there's 16 games. I'm going to read them off real quick. It's Wondrous Creatures, Comic Hunters, Dice Thrones, Adulthood, Quacks, and not Quacks of Quedlinburg, because now it's just Quacks, just like Catan.
Right.
They got rid of Settlers. Merchants of Andromeda, Through the Desert, Crafting the Cosmos, Super Boss Monster, Fliptoons, Age of Comics, Twinkle Twinkle, Trinket Trove, Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship, Nature, and A Place for All My Books. So in the
Treasure
first
trove.
segment, guys, I did kind of say things maybe a little too hastily, and I said that I don't know if these are all new games and stuff. They are mostly new games, and I think this group is just wonderful. When you're talking about not new games, you're talking about Dice Throne. That's aged. Super Boss Monster, it's technically like it's the new version of Boss Monster, but it's the same game. It's more like an standalone expansion. And then Comic Hunters came out last year, and then Quacks came out like 6 years ago. But other than that, this is pretty much a new slate of games. So congratulations for picking such a great group of games. And hey, you know what? Me personally, I loved how many comic book themed games are in this. I mean, I feel like the organizers were like listening to me, and they were like, what games did Daniel like? And I'm going to make sure we get those in there, because Comic Hunters, Dice Thrones, I think Comic Age is one of them as well.
Age
Did
of
I not-
Comics.
Age of
Yeah,
Comics.
Age of Comics. I mean, come on, guys, this is wonderful. And then Super Boss Monster. I want to talk about Boss Monster real quick, guys. This game came out probably about 10 to 15 years ago, and it's kind of falls into the realm of like a Munchkin-like game where you're doing Take That and all that stuff. But it is so much different than those Take That games, because you're actually trying to build like this dungeon and luring heroes in, and you're trying to get creative to kill them in your dungeon. Essentially dungeon lords did something like this, but they went way overboard with Eurifying it. So I will say, Super Boss Monster, don't sleep on that one. I think if you like that 16-bit old school video game appearance of things, check this one out. Don't sleep on it. As far as the rest of them, they're all pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of A Place for All My Books, but I don't know if I'm the audience for that. So don't take my word for that one. But yeah, overall, I think I'm happy with it. John, what about you?
Well, you know
Well-
what? There's some of them are really stand out, obviously. And like Kelly was saying, there's 2025, 2025, 2025. There's like a lot of new hotness. The ones that aren't new hotness, though, like you're saying, Dice Throne is kind of like one of those. It's like Unmatched. It's one of those games. It's like a hobby unto itself where you can get into it and you can collect
Yeah.
all the different dice thrones. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Quacks is an evergreen. People are getting into Quacks. That's why they redid it. That's why rethemed it, made it even look more family friendly or whatever, because it's one of those gateway games, man. Here, this one's free, and then you're gonna come back and ask for some more later. But so the ones that they did pick that aren't new games, it makes sense that they're not that they would be on the list. I don't have much of a problem with this list. I mean, there's ones that I would stay away from, obviously, like Super Boss Monster that you just bragged about. I was looking for my boring sign, but I didn't have it with me, so I couldn't say anything about
You're
that.
boring, John.
But I was mostly really wanting to hear you say Twinkle Twinkle and Trinket Trove back to back, and that didn't let me down at all.
Times.
But yeah, Comic Hunters, yeah, I mean, like you're saying, those ones are all good. Adulthood that you didn't mention, Adulthood's going to be a good one too to have on there, and I would love to do a Teach of Adulthood. If I haven't played Adulthood yet, by then I'm definitely going to go to the Teach of Adulthood because I got it.
You'll like it, John. It's a quick version.
Didn't we demo that at Gen Con a couple years ago, Adulthood? Or am I thinking of something else?
It just came out last year's Gen Con, but then there
was something we played that was like kind of like
who's we? You and I?
I thought it was you and I, but maybe it was Daniel and I.
It wasn't Adulthood.
I think it was you and Ty. I did not. Well, I will say you like the Adulthood, and I made fun of you getting that, but that's from Brotherwise Games, which same with Super Boss Monster. So if you like Adulthood, you might like Super Boss Monster.
Same
Just
game,
saying.
Really. Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
Yes.
Yes, I did demo that at Gen Con because I remember it was Super Boss Monster too. Yeah, they had a promo. They had a promo that looked like Super Boss Monster type logo.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Oh yeah, I'm just sharing with everyone what's going on inside my head.
Set the record straight. Kelly, what do you think of this list?
So, like you've already mentioned for me, thank you. 2025, that's new hotness. That's got this girl ready to go. I'm going to be signing up for so much of these. I don't know that I'll have the time, so I better use my discretion. I do want to mention the Super Boss Monster as well, Daniel. I actually looked into this, and I really had zero interest in the previous one. This new one looks so cool. The components are upgraded so nicely. The artwork is a million times better. I get the pixel thing, but they made the pixel thing look good again. And the box,
well, because they upgraded it to now it's Nintendo 64. Previously, it was Nintendo.
That's the
this
old
is
one,
the
right?
big box.
64-bit,
big box.
8-bit to 64-bit.
That looks terrible compared to the new one because I looked at it. And see, I would walk right by that going, not for me. This one actually goes, I might want to sit down and play it. And I actually, from what I read, and believe me, I don't read rules, but reading this about this game, it sounded like they said they could mix cards with previous content. So that led me to believe there is more new content than I think you mentioned. So I thought that was cool. But anyways, I'm getting into the weeds here. But it's funny too, though, John, I do want to say really quick, Adulthood that you mentioned, I also looked into, and they called it the snapshot of Pursuit of Happiness and CV because it's more like a quick hitter than Adult to Life. And I just thought that was intriguing. But that's what I'm saying. The list on here really had me intrigued because I kept looking them up going, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, and the reality is I'm not going to be able to play half the games here because, ADHD, I have so, I'm squirreling. I want to do all the things
Speaking of time constraints.
I was wrapping up.
I know.
Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. No.
All right. So, are you still got something to say? No. Okay, go ahead.
You just wait. Kelly, when I say the word Andy, keyword, it'll be your turn.
Well, John's the host.
Kelly,
actually, Daniel's the host.
As a woman, when a man is interrupting you, you're supposed to just keep saying, I'm still talking, I'm still talking, I'm still talking.
All right, finish your thought there, Kelly.
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
I don't even remember anymore. Back to you, Andy. Let me wait to interrupt you.
Oh, I can't wait. I don't have a whole lot more to say. You guys have covered a lot of it, but I think it's a good mix of old and new games, and that's exciting. But I'm a little disappointed. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little disappointed there aren't some heavy games on here, some heavy Euros, some crunchy stuff. And I understand that's going to take a long time to learn those, and it takes a lot of time up, and finding teachers for those games might be harder. But I would have liked to have seen at least one or two heavier games on here that would have made me a little happier. But otherwise, you know what? Some are good. Some will be really, I'm looking forward to it still.
Which one are you looking forward to the most?
I want to play nature again. I played it once at Gen Con, and it was
Oh, you
actually
did? Okay.
I think I enjoyed it. It was a very quick explanation at Gen Con, but I would like to try it.
Yeah, so nature is interesting because it's that evolution of the game evolution. And I played Oceans, which is the second game, or maybe the third, because there was Evolution Climate as well. Regardless, the game is solid. It's a game I think a lot of people.
Later.
Nah. Oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna talk about nature more later.
Yeah,
but
I'm like,
yeah,
guys, stop it.
Yeah, you're good.
Stop it.
So.
Cut
All right.
it out.
Well, anyways, there's the list of game, guys. We didn't talk about Wondrous Creatures much. I think there is a big shout out for that game. That's probably the heaviest Euro game that is on this list. Also, Through the Desert is a wonderful abstract game. And Merchants of Andromeda, I don't know much about it, but I think it is I know it's an all-play game, and I think that one's a little Euro-y there too. So there's two to look out for you, Andy. But hey, guys, let us know what you think of these list of games. Let Meeple-A-Thon know what you think of this games. And if you're not going to Meeple-A-Thon because you're, don't live here in Kansas, if you live close, come by. It's a really cool event, and they raise money for charity. So it's definitely for a good cause, and they're putting a lot of effort into it. They always have, but this year even more. And I think it's going to be a fantastic convention with a really cool thing that I think other publishers are going to be excited to see in the future. So,
New change of venue too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nicer place.
yes, it's actually going to be in a
Park.
big convention center. So
Cool.
that's a big plus. Though you got to admit, the creepy Kmart was pretty awesome. Apparently, they had to get out of the creepy Kmart because raccoons kept getting into the back of it, where they were keeping all the volunteer stuff, and they were getting into the food, which was wild. So, but
What a story.
it is. All right, guys. Well, at the end of round 2, we have Andy at 6, we have Daniel at 7, John at 6, and Kelly at 7. So let's
close.
move on
Nail-biter.
to the second half.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Greetings, Kansas City board gamers. Join us at Meeple-A-Thon November 14th and November 16th. Not only is this Kansas City's largest board gaming, war gaming, competitive card gaming, and role-playing convention, it's also an incredible opportunity to roll some dice for a good cause. For every purchase of every badge supports ATP Houseless Services. So come on down, play some games, and help some folks.
Round 3, fight! All right, it's time for round 3, and I believe this is one that I host. I can't believe they gave me the reins for this, but they did. And we're going to talk about Lightning Train, which is the hotness right now. We saw it at Gen Con. I tried to get a copy, but they kept selling out every day. And I'm the kind of guy that does not get up early at Gen Con. I stay up late, and so I meander into the vendor hall after 10 or 11, and it's just too late to get most of the hotness, unfortunately. But I'm excited about this game, and for one reason I'm excited is because whenever I talk about Lightning Train, it makes me think of this theme song.
Those of us with young kids, you know what it's about.
No clue.
And I have no idea why it makes me think of that, but it does. Every time I've said the name Lightning Train, I've started, Lightning Train, Lightning Train. I can't sing. Anyhow.
Move on.
Is anybody going to teach this to us today?
Oh, yeah, let's go to a teach right here.
I'm going to give you a little tutorial on the game Lightning Train. It is a bag building game, which, like a deck building game, means you're going to add different chips into this bag, and you're going to draw out 5 chips on your turn. The 5 chips will come out here, and they will go onto your board. You also have train chips, and these train chips allow you to do several things. And you've got what are called contract tiles. And the way they all work is as follows. One of the actions you can do on your turn is you can build a line. You'll also notice that some of these lines have little points on them. That means you'll score 2 points for completing that line. The other thing you have to do is to build that line, you have to have a contract in that area. So you can also build what are called train stations. And so there's 2 types of train stations. There's a small train station and a large train station. And really the only difference is that one has 1 type of good on it, one has 2 types of good on it. And you can build the train stations anywhere out here. Once you build that train station, then you can build off of it with rails. Again, you have to have a contract to be able to play it in that particular area, which gets kind of tricky. You'll notice up here, at the end of each turn, you're going to spend some money, and there are tiles you can buy. And what they do is they allow you to get new contracts and new added bonuses that you can put in your bag and draw out later to help you really maximize the value of each turn. I can use the delivery action, which comes up on these cards, and then you can take a good and move it to a city that requires that good. So if I were to move this cattle to this station, it would fill the cattle requirement, and then I would add up points. And the points are scored as follows. It's 1 point per track of each player. So like I have this section of track, this section of track, and Blue has this section of track. So I would get 2 points. Blue would get 1 for this and 1 because they own the station. So we would each get 2 points. Again, so that's the gist of the game. There are a few other things on your board that you can do that are kind of interesting. Thanks for checking it out.
So, Lightning Train, what are your thoughts on that? I'm going to give you mine real fast, and I will tell you this. I like this game. The more I played it, the more I liked it, which is kind of interesting, because the first time I was like, it's fine. Second time I was like, okay, it's good. And then I was like, I really wanted to play again, and the third time I loved it. Now, it helps that a third time I won, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I know it's got maybe some flaws, and Daniel's going to tell us all about its flaws here coming up, but I thought it was a unique game. I thought it combined... now, one thing I will tell you, don't play this like a typical like Ticket to Ride or something like that. It's not that way. The first time I played, that's what I was trying to do, was complete giant routes across the country, and it really isn't... It doesn't have anything to do with getting giant routes. It has to do with triggering them in such a way so that you can maximize your points. And in that way, it's sort of like Brass Light, I think. That's what it made me think of a little bit. And I do like that it's fast. It really does get going, and it's over before you know it. In fact, it's one of those games... Lightning. It's one of those games that, over the years, there's been games that I'm like, oh man, my engine's just starting and it's over. But usually that's a sign of a good game. So I really enjoyed Lightning Train. What do you think, Daniel?
So you think it's hot?
Oh, it's definitely hot.
Okay.
All right. So I will say this. It's a good game. This game is not a bad game. Is this game for me? You'd think I'd say yes, because I'm a big 18XX and I like the train stuff, but that's actually the reason this game is not for me. It takes, this is like my first 18XX. And there's other games out there like that as well, so I'm not being diminutive with it. It's just 18XX is like on the heavy scale, it's like a 5, and this one's like, a 3.5, so there's definitely some weight there. No, listen, it really is, though, because one of the best parts of the 18XX genre is that route building and being able to cut people off using their routes to your benefit, giving them a little bit of points, but you actually getting in a lot of points because you had the better route or you delivered the better good. So that's what this game does really well. But then that's where the comparison to the 18XX ends, because just like this is designed by the same people who did Dune Imperium, which I'm infamous for not enjoying, is they had this deck building aspect to it. Yeah, it's a bag builder chips. It's the same thing, right, though? And the problem is you have this really thinky, heady game that is completely driven by what I draw out of this bag. And if I do not grab the chips that I need from that bag, then my entire plan has just imploded on itself. And I tell you what, one of the best things about 18XX is you control everything until someone completely, knocks you out from under your feet. But that's still their choice, and that was still based on your choices. It was not because of what
Don't play chess if you don't want any randomness.
No, I'm okay with randomness, but I'm not okay with the randomness that you find in Dune Imperium as well, where it's like, I can't do something unless I draw the right cards at the right time. And that will always be a bad feeling for me. So these games who go like, hey, let's do a deck builder and put something on the board, they have all fell a little flat for me, except for 2 exceptions. One, Tyrants of the Underdark. I never felt strained and never felt like I had the cards that I needed. And the other one is actually a game called Trains. It's a deck builder where you're building routes, but I never am without the ability to build where I want to build in the game Trains, which is a deck building game, and like Lightning Train, I'm left high and dry way too often. So this is a game, I will play it. I'll play it second Friday. I would play it with anybody who asked me, and I will enjoy it, but it is not a game I need in my collection. And I do think it's going to be a game that fizzles out, and after 2 years, we're not going to be talking about it anymore. Also, I always want to call it Ghost Train, and there was a card in there called Ghost Train, and I was so excited because I was like, I'm validated.
I think there's a Ghost Train expansion. That was probably part of the expansion.
Oh, have they already announced an expansion?
That's what I
Duh.
when I
Have
looked
you
it
been
up
in board
online. It said
games?
something about the Ghost Train expansion or whatever. You probably got it free at Gen Con. Is my
Daniel,
guess.
your problem is you don't know how to do probability right. Because it's about deck builders and bag builders are about probability and trying to set yourself up.
All right,
I think you
it's
just
not your
don't.
turn anymore.
Well, I'm just saying.
All right,
This is a real criticism of what
John.
Well, maybe I'm going to say that, Andy. It's
Fine,
my turn,
you
buddy.
say it, John.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm the host. John, what do you
Daniel,
think?
Daniel. Yes, it's a deck builder, bag builder. That's what happens in every deck builder, bag builder. You never know what you're going to get exactly. That's why you build probabilities. It's a matter of probabilities, what you put into your bag. Well, here were
That's
my
fine. Wait, I got to direct.
That's why he's mad at me. I just took all his notes and I didn't even know it. Sorry. Go ahead.
So the probability, it's fine, but in a very serious game like an 18xx game like this is, you don't want the probability to show up and shut your entire round down. So your valid opinion, John, but wrong for this game.
Well, here's why it's right. Because 95% of the people watching / listening will never be interested in playing 18xx. This is not 18xx. That's not what it is. It's an hour and a half long game. It's not a game that you're going to die because, oh my gosh, I built all this up for 8 hours and I picked the wrong chip out of the bag. Why did I still have that chip? And so it's not going to ruin you like that. It's like, oh, this turn's not as good. Okay, we all had lesser turns when we play. It's like, okay, yeah, I got the crap. You know what? I'm going to get the good ones next turn. This turn's not going to be so good. That means all the good ones are in there for my next turn, so I might have a really good turn. What I love about this game is, well, first of all, let me say, during the teach, I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds terrible. This sounds like a slog. It gave me 18xx vibes. I'm like, oh, you do what now? And you have to have what to do what in order to do what, and why do you want to do that? And then but then once you start playing it, it's fluid and it's fun and it really is self-generating. And I like how there's currency as currency, money, but the train cars themselves are currency as well. You need train cars to do all these little different things on your board. So you're thinking, what do I want to do with those? And before I had played it, I watched a thing that just kind of gave you some tips about it or whatever. And it's like, don't spend them all willy-nilly right away. And I went all in on that. I had a goal where I was supposed to build all these different depots. And like, I'm building depots anytime I can build depots. I'm not putting any trains on the board until I know I can do without the trains for a while. And so there's so many different ways you can go about it that way. That doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. That's just the way I did it. But I love that that's the thing. There's like secondary currency in the game. There's so many choices on your turn. The biggest thing is, what do I buy from the market? Because sometimes you get a really good deal on the market because so many different chips came out. You're like, that one's a deal. Is that really one I need? Because it doesn't have the kind of what do you call it, contract that I need, but it's a really good chip. So you're always making meaningful choices, it seems like. I don't know, even with your draw, even if it's a bad draw, it's like, well, how can I take advantage of this bad draw? And another great thing, you're doing it right after your turn, so you got everybody's turn to think about it and see what they're doing. And like, well, you can look at him, well, he's not going to take that route with what he has, and he's probably not, but I'll see. And then, so if that happens, I got another return before I can have to worry about it. And so many good things like that about the game. If you're paying attention and you're doing that, that's so hot. It's hot for me. Let me end it up there. It's hot for me.
And John, I'm going to
do it. It's hotter than the locked up brakes on a Union Pacific GP60. There we go. That's how hot it is.
Okay, Lightning Train. I more call it world's of slowest resource delivery ever. This game frustrated me on so many levels. There was a moment round I thought I loved it, then the moment it was just like a terrible relationship. I needed to cut it out of my life. And there's so much AP. Now, John, I know you said you can grab your stuff, you can think about it on your turn. I did that, except usually Daniel, who always was ahead of me, right before me, literally him or somebody else would take exactly what I wanted to do right before my turn. So I would sit there and look, and then the game is so big. There's so much to look at with all the different lines and stuff, constantly having to relook at the board going, well, what am I going to do now? Well, shoot, that sounded good for my second idea, but I don't have the contract for that. So I found like depending on how your stuff came out of the bag builder, fine. I love bag builders. I love deck builders, but my biggest criticism of this game is we needed more ways to trash. As far as I know, and granted, only played a couple times, didn't see all the cards. I got one card that let me trash my very first game. And then, of course, there's the once you've delivered or created so many stations, there's one that lets you trash there. That to me, crap, because my bag got inundated with stuff I would have cut out, and I think I could have really streamlined the game. Maybe they fixed that in the expansion. Um, it needed to be in the base, and like I always say, any expansion that needs to fix the base. The base is bad, so that was a huge criticism for me as a huge deck lover, deck building lover. I want to make my deck as prime as ever so I can get my train going, and
So-
that's just good.
Well, I was just going to say, I think the criticism here is not of that aspect of it. I understand what you're saying, and a lot of games have that aspect to trash cards or trash chips, but you're just building your bag poorly. I mean, and that's what it comes down to is if you're putting stuff in there like, I don't want to draw this, well, why did you buy it? You don't have to buy extra tiles. You never have to do that. It never forces you to do that. In fact, there's a lot of times I didn't do that. I didn't want to do it.
There's sometimes where it's like, I really need that contract. And I'm gonna, if I put it in there, I'm gonna reload here pretty soon, so I'll get it within a turn, and then I can build my thing. But that's really all I needed it for, and now it's in there again, and it doesn't really do me any more good for the rest of the game. But so I can see that too. But
I can see that, but this goes back to what I was saying, what I wanted to say to Daniel when he had his latest criticism, which is you just get stuck and you can't do anything. That's not true if you're planning accordingly, because you can go ahead and they give you the option to do anything. You can use the tunnel to take an extra turn. You can use the contract filler to do a contract if you don't have that contract. So the key to this game to me is not getting the perfect tokens, it's getting the perfect chain of things so that you have a lot of trains to use, because that's the whole thing, lightning train. And if you have enough trains, then you can do anything you want.
yeah, I will say I didn't take advantage of those items on my board like I should have when I was playing with, where you can get the free contract, where you can tunnel and all that. Those are things I have yet to explore still in this game, because those can be really powerful too.
And I can agree, Andy. There could be some user error in there. I might have bought more things than I should have. But I will say, too, one of the plays we did realize we missed a part of the mechanic of you get people who are behind in score. There's different color areas on the board where if someone's really leading out, people behind them, if they're far enough back, get extra lightning trains, which was huge in helping me get my trains out, because I had a dilemma first game of, well, shoot, I don't have enough trains to build the thing I need to build, so someone's going to get to it before me. I'm taking too many turns, and yes, I can put, if I don't have the contract, there's the area to lay them on your board and all that. But it's just, there was just some nuances there. And like I said, only played a couple times at 4 and 3. I will say this, I liked more players in that game because there was more cutthroatness in a way.
Okay.
We played 3-player, and maybe we all just were in different places in our game, but we were not connecting, not getting the sweet point swings that we did in the 4-player. So there was at least that excitement, and I came in second, which was so much better than last in my third experience. So that helped. One other thing too.
Good.
Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was say, since you brought up player count, I did play 2 players, and it was dreadful. There's a ghost player, so more players is definitely better.
Okay.
So
that's
I don't think I'm going to disagree about the 3 versus 4 though. I kind of thought 3 was better because there wasn't as much downtime between turns.
I will give you that.
Kelly hit on something that we talked about when we were playing was, okay, you have 2 like pretty decent sized decks of cards in this game, and my eyeballs saw 4 cards total in the whole game. It just seems to me that was a missed opportunity there, where it's like, oh, hey, now I get another one of those cards, and then surely that'll come up again later.
Nope.
Later. You have a chance. I do like you have a chance later on. You know what? I've been ignoring my goal. There's no way I'm going to get it. I have a chance to get a different goal. That's kind of nice. But wow, for the kind of cool cards that are in this game, to literally, see 4 of them.
And the elusive oil.
Well, that's
We're
the thing.
always building stations, but there is no oil.
Well, that's just that game. Those resources were drawn. But no, I agree with that, John. And I think Daniel had told me this privately too. That there's this huge deck of in-game goals, and we really didn't get to see many of them at all because it felt like there should have been a mechanic to do that, to be able to get that. I will say one other thing about this game that we didn't really talk about is this is a game that actually is incredibly cutthroat. This could cause some fractures in relationships, because your whole thing is you're trying to prevent people from doing their big ultimate move, and you can really screw with people in this game. It kind of reminds me of when I first played Carcassonne. I didn't think it was very backstabby and cruel, and then I started playing online, and I started realizing, oh no, this is a mean game. It can be very mean.
Yeah, I mean, you can be, but the way I found it was it takes so much planning for you to do what you're going to do that to just pivot and say, well, I'm going to hurry up and stop him. It's, I mean, you might have that opportunity might come up, but there's a good chance it doesn't. I think it comes up more in a 4-player. So maybe that's what you're saying about that, because
I want to use an example, John.
Philip that was playing with us where I was like, I'm just looking for big routes to put down because I got extra points for him. So I put this one down and it's, oh, Philip's like, you took that from me. I'm like, didn't even know I did. No, that's just what I'm going for.
But this is what we mean, John. And I had to take Andy to the School of Hard Knocks because he was looking at a route and he goes, if I deliver this, you get 4 points and I get 4 points. Why would I deliver it? So he didn't deliver it. I immediately went and I said, okay, I'm going to deliver it, but I'm going to go left instead of right. And I get 4 points and you get 2 points. And Andy was like, oh, crap. And that's what this game is. Sometimes if you let Andy make a 9-point delivery, sometimes it's better to go, you know what? I'm going to make this delivery for you, but I'm giving you 2 points, Andy.
Yeah.
And Andy gets 2 points, but he is still ticked off because that's 18xx right there. So Andy, I know you liked that part. Like your eyes lit up. I never saw you so happy before when that happened.
Well, I started realizing, that you could take the resource that you could see, like I could see you building up for something. I was like, oh no, I'm just going to grab that and I'll even give you points just to prevent you from getting more points.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is a clever part of this game for sure. And my one last criticism before we can end this is there's too many nagging rules. That was the one thing. There is a lot of offshoot cases. Like I played this game 4 times and I played it right finally the 3rd time because there's this rule here like, oh, you get a free train if you build out of your depot. Great. Or there's so many other I can't think of them on the spur of the moment, but there's just so many little things that you're just like, I keep forgetting that. And this was pretty bad for that.
It does seem like some of those rules might have been added on as tweaks to balance it better. And so it was just something slapped on to make it work because they are kind of wonky. I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you guys think? Have you had a chance to play Lightning Train? Let us know in the comments, and we will decide whether you think it is hot or not. Right here, it's a split, 50-50.
Yep.
All right. And at the end of round 3, we have Andy at 11, Daniel at 12, John at 11, and Kelly at 11. But
oh my gosh,
Andy has things to do, so he's going to bow out just like they do in Around the Horn. Go to your football draft, and we'll do this play, trade, shelf without you.
Final round. Let's get it on.
Final round comes to me with a Play Shelf Trade segment, which if you're not familiar with Play Shelf Trade, we take 3 games that have a connected theme-ish, and we decide which one is so hot we got to play that right now. That's a game we've been wanting to play. It's going to the table. Shelf is one that we think is going to be one we're going to play a lot. Like, not just the one time. We know it's good. And so it's going to go on the shelf to be played a lot. Trade is the one we can get rid of those 3. Sometimes it's a hard choice, but one of them's got to go. And it might be hard choices for some people today because we're taking 3 games from the Meeple-A-Thon Learn to Win list. And this is a really good list. Ooh. So, yes. So we've got 3 games that we tried not to talk about earlier in the show if you've been watching the whole show. And we're going to talk about them here in a little bit more detail. And so those 3 games are going to be Lord of the Rings, just for brevity's sake. They called it Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. Okay, and in this game, you have to destroy the ring before Frodo loses hope, which would have been a good title as well. Just destroy the ring before Frodo loses hope. That would have been good. But
it's a pandemic re-theme. I want to throw that out there.
I was just going to throw that in there. Thanks, Dave.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
I'm just getting into that.
I didn't have faith that you were going to explain it correctly. So what can I say?
It re-implements pandemic, as has been rumored by Daniel. But it also, to me, it
now
also
confirmed by John.
I've seen pictures of it. It looks a little bit like Return to Dark Tower. Doesn't it have a big thing in the middle of it and everything, and some really cool components? It looks really good. I'll say that. Also coming up is Nature, which re-implements Evolution, a tableau builder with a modular system, and it's a little bit more accessible, I would say, and plays quickly. So I mean, it sounds like a John game, to be honest. I mean, I really hadn't looked into it before Gen Con, but I probably should have looked into it when I was there because it just seemed kind of blah. Nature with a leopard. Okay, great. I don't know, but anyway, so that's Nature. And then we've also got Through the Desert, which re-implements itself from 1998. It won the Dice Tower Award for best. They call it re-implementation. Is that what they call it? Whatever they call it.
Reprint, I think it is.
Reprint, maybe.
Reprint
For that. Yeah. That was
That's
one
what
of
all the kids are saying.
That was one of the embarrassing moments of Gen Con when I ran into Joe Wiggins from All Play and I said, "Hey, congratulations on your award." And he's like, "Awards." And I was like, I forgot about Through the Thing. I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I know they won one. Did they win two? If you say congratulations on your awards and it's like, oh, we only won one, that would be worse, I think. Don't you think?
I think so. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sorry, not sorry, but I didn't want to oversell it. But anyway, anyways, you're making a snake of camels through the desert to try to find an oasis and all that. It's more of an abstract type game, wouldn't you say? Just with a desert theme and camels and stuff that you place down. Yeah. So that's the 3 games we have, and we have to decide which ones I haven't really thought about this yet. I went over the games and learned about the games, but I haven't played any of these games. So it's kind of odd. And some of them I really want to play. Some of them I don't think I would allow in the house. So let's, I think, to believe it or not, I think I'm going to play Nature because it sounds like a John game. And I don't know if it really would be when I play it. I don't know if it would, have enough oomph in there to put it over the edge where it's going to get played a lot, but I do want to try it out. I think Nature is one. I would probably do the Learn to Play, for instance, on that one at Meeple-A-Thon for sure. I think on the shelf is going to go Through the Desert. It's an award winner. It sounds like a lot of people would like to play it. It sounds like it'd be easy to get to the table, easy to play. I might be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. And I mean, anything from All Play lately has been knocking it out of the park. So Through the Desert is going to go on my shelf. It's going to be the evergreen. And this was not hard. The co-op Lord of the Rings garbage. I'm sorry. It looks cool. And if you like Pandemic, and if you like sci-fi, and if you're not sci-fi, but fantasy, and you like Lord of the Rings, and you like long titles to your games, then Lord of the Rings, Rise of the Fellowship, Part 2, whatever. Go ahead and take that one, but it's going bye-bye for me. That's a no-go.
Your disdain for Lord of the Rings just shocks me, John.
I couldn't get through the first movie. I mean, come on. That's bad.
But you turn in your nerd card right now.
I will. I'll happily turn it in.
Because it's not like Lord of the Rings isn't oversaturated.
No, not at all.
Not saturated enough.
That and Cthulhu. That's what they need. Lord of the Rings Battle of Cthulhu. That's what they need.
Oh my gosh, John,
I think I just made $1 million right there.
Exactly. For free. You're not going to get credit. Matter of fact, done.
True. Wow. All right. What do you think, Kelly? What's your PST on this list?
Well, the hot PST on these 3. Through the Deserts, actually, I owned the old version I got in a trade. Believe it or not.
Really?
So clearly I'll let it trade to me. But it always looked cool. I'm a big abstract gal. I collect a lot of different abstracts. Do I get them played? Not most of the time, but I sure love the idea of them, and I enjoy playing with my brother, who's not a big board gamer at all. If I show him an abstract, he's willing to play. So Through the Desert's definitely going to go to my playlist because I didn't get it played, and I want to play the new one, of course, because it's gorgeous. I've heard so many good things about the reprint of it through All Play. So that's definitely going to be my play. Now, to the Nature, so I was really excited about this because I played, I think it was called Little Beginnings, was like Evolution Light, and then there was Evolution. I loved both games quite a bit. So when I was looking into this one, I thought it was really interesting. They added a lot of different modules to it to give it a little, little swing on things. But they said it's more aggressive. That gave me a little bit of pause because that game already, if you played Evolution, it can be a rough game. Like, you can be enjoying it and then everything goes to poop, so to speak. Maybe dino poop, however you want to put it. And so I'm like, ooh, then adding really aggressive player interaction, I don't know. This might tip it over the edge of maybe I won't like this, but I'm going to still shelf it because it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It caught my eye. So that is such a thing. So I'll buy it, maybe trade it later, but for now it's on the shelf. Fate of the Fellowship, one word, Pandemic, I'm gone. Yeah. Pandemic was one of the first games I ever played. We played it a lot. It was fine. It helped get me into the hobby, so I will give it a little gradular of that. But I'm so past that. I hate Pandemic with a passion. If you have Pandemic anywhere around, I'm running. So the Lord of the Rings doesn't save this for me in the least. I'm trading this faster than I can get it to somebody to rip out of my hands. Sorry for the scathing review. I don't have any emotion on this whatsoever. But it didn't bother me. There was a co-op. I'm doing better on that. So that's my hot take. Daniel.
All right. So I'm sad that Andy had to leave for this segment because I think we would have seen a co-op that actually made it to the play or the shelf for him because he loves Lord of the Rings. It's one of his all-time favorite IPs other than He-Man. Hence the big He-Man CMON game he backed. But I digress. I want to be a little different here. So I will say Nature and Fate of the Fellowship are both games that are meh to me. Evolution has this weird, like, I don't know, this weird, I have a weird relationship with it. I played Evolution. I enjoy it. It's off the table. I don't ever want to play it again. I've owned it 3 times because I get it and I'm like, I don't want it. And I trade it. And then I get it again. And I go, I don't want it. And I trade it again. And then Randy, he has Oceans, which is the next step in all of these Evolution games. And I played it. I was like, this is great. But you know what? I'm probably never going to ask to play it. So Nature is now the 3rd in that series. And let's just be honest, guys. I was going to say play, but I'm like, you know what? I ain't going to play it. I'm not. Just like I didn't play Evolution. I don't play Oceans, and I'm not going to play Nature. So maybe I just got to come to terms with myself and say that's going to be on the trade pile. So because of that, my play is going to be Lord of the Rings. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of co-ops initially. It's kind of something I have to come to terms with myself. My top 5 games of all time, 4 of the 5 are co-ops. So I can't say I don't like co-ops, right? But for whatever reason, when I hear someone say a co-op, I have that reaction of like, that's probably going to be boring. That's kind of stupid. So you know what? I'm going to give this one a shot. And I like their re-implementations. Like I did the Star Wars Pandemic one that they did. And it was really good. And it was really different and really unique. So I will give this one a shot if it ever comes across the table. I'm not going to hunt it down, but it'll be a play for this scenario. And of course, shelf has to be Through the Desert. Wonderful game. Incredible game. It's an abstract game from Reiner Knizia, the good doctor. And if it's a Reiner Knizia game, then you know it has to be solid and it has to belong in the collection. And Through the Desert, while it is some weird, like, colors that can be kind of problematic, because you have to have like 5 different people on the camels, so those have to be all different colors, but then your camels have to be the same color, so you're working with like 6 to 10 colors, so the color schemes do get a little weird, so I will warn you that. But other than that, like, the game is fantastic. And yeah, abstract games, they're wonderful. They could have maybe changed the theme from camels to like, well, anything else, maybe Cthulhu Lord of the Rings, like that would have worked. They could have done it. So
if Daniel was a board game, he would be called The War Within.
If I was a board game, I'd be Marvel themed, so you know that.
The War Within the Marvel Universe. There you go.
That's right. That's right.
Daniel, just you would probably know this because you have it. How do the components compare with the new Through the Desert as to the old? The old one had pretty good components, especially for as old as it was. But
so the old one had like big chunky wooden camels. This one has plastic camels. You could have got the wooden camels. I think it was like an add-on, but they stopped making them because it's like harder to make wood than plastic. I would have preferred the wood personally. Go back to my takes on miniatures versus meeples and standees. I'd take a standee, actually. There you go. That's my hot take. Should have been standees.
Camel standees. Okay.
That's right.
All right. Well,
I mean, it would have been easier to determine because those little guys on top of it, that is the hardest thing. It's like they are like a paste. They're like a pastel color while the camels are primary or vice versa. And people get really confused with it, even people who aren't colorblind. Like, I'm actually afraid to play this with Randy. And no offense to All Play. I think they tried their best and they used some really good color combos to not combine them. But it was impossible. You have to use 10 different colors in this game. And, you know, colors, they all start looking the same after a while.
Especially to Randy. But for those of you who don't know, Randy is our colorblind behind-the-scenes producer.
That's right.
So what do you think out there? What would your play shelf trade be? This is usually what we get the most comments on, is on our play shelf trade segment. So tell us, which one of those would you play? Which shelf and which trade? And always remember to like and subscribe. And Daniel is going to tell us maybe who won this game.
Yeah, so the producer is telling me in my ear, and surprise, surprise, Andy still has 11. But, John, You got 13. You didn't bring your A game today. Sorry. What can I say? Kelly, you tried with 14, but Daniel with 15 takes the victory.
Gosh.
I might have asked Randy to let me win today because, guys, there's been something that needs to be talked about. You know what all the kids are saying nowadays?
Sus.
Cringe. Sus.
That's for sure.
Riz. That's for all of our young audience out there. No,
Yeah.
like there's words that come and words that go, right? And they're cool in the moment. And then you're kind of like, that's a weird word. You probably should stop saying that. Guys, stop saying cozy games. It's such a stupid term. Everyone's like, this is a cozy game. I can see myself with my tea and my blanket playing on my patio. You know who's done that? No one. Ever. Stop saying it. You sit there at the table with the TV or the music on, and you're going, okay, I'm going to play this cozy game, and then you're distracted, and the dog is barking, and then you get up because it's a solo game because you don't really care. So you get up, you go upstairs. You've never played a game where you go, I feel cozy. And if you did, well, I guess I'm not going to deny your reality, but it's cringy. It's weird. Stop saying cozy. Just say it's an easy game or a nice game or a pretty game or maybe even like a nice game. It makes me feel good. It's an approachable game. It makes me feel good. It's nice to see with my eyes. Like, I don't know. Just cozy is so cringe. All right. So take that in your Rizzler and be all sus about it and go get your cozy game and go take it to Skibbity Toilet. So there you go. That's
Skibbity Toilet. Well, cozy in real estate terms is just a buzzword for small. So it doesn't sound like it's being appropriately anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of the cozy games are small because that's the idea, right? I can play it on my patio and I can play it on my palm of my hand while I'm drinking my coffee. I mean, like, I don't know. It's just don't like it. I don't like it. And maybe it's because I'm a dude. And I will say I mostly only hear it from women, so maybe it is something that appeals to women more than it appeals to me. But, man, if you're a dude saying cozy, I'm going to look at you. Oh, so you agree with me, Kelly. Good. No cozy game for Kelly.
Wholeheartedly. As soon as you said cozy, I'm like, cozy? Where's the aggression? Where's the war aspect? That doesn't sound like anything to me.
All right.
Well, hey, you guys actually agree with my hot take.
I do actually, yes. That's pretty wild.
All right, so let's move on to the birthdays. So I will start, and I will give out a shout out to Mex versus Minion that came in 2016. It's 9 years old today, and I still remember where I was when I purchased that because it was a big release from who is it? It's from League of Legends. I can't remember what the name of the publisher is now, but regardless, it was a big deal. $70 for a game that looks like it should be $300, and I sat there and I refreshed and I hit refresh on the website so I can do the pre-order, and I sat there for 2 hours until I got in wave 1, and I was the first adopter to Mex vs. Minion, was in my top 10 for many years. Now I barely play it, but it's great because it's 9 years old today.
There you go.
Good news, it's $300 now.
There you go.
Yeah, I can sell it.
For me, I've got Unmatched from 2019, and it's 6 years old today or this month. And my first time playing it, I think, was as Bruce Lee, which is like one of the really expensive characters to play. I played over at Daniel's with Bruce Lee against somebody, and I said, this is a pretty cool game. If they ever come out with Marvel, I'm going to buy it. And then they came out with Marvel, so now I buy a bunch of the sets. And they're going to come out with, what is it, Stars and Stripes this year?
That one looks so good.
It's like one of the best ones they come out with in a while, in my opinion. I think it's going to be really good. But Unmatched from 2019. Kelly,
Daniel's
what you got?
not going to buy that. No.
I already own it. I went to Restoration and took it from him.
You stole it.
Yeah.
So my birthday is one of my, since logging, most played games. And it's Point Salad. 2019 is when it came out. It is 6 years old. And I always say, who knew vegetables could be more cutthroat than a stock market? That's what it teaches you.
There you go.
There you go. I do have a game called Stock. What is it called? It's a stock market game where you're using vegetable stock. That's what it's called. Vegetable stock.
Yes.
Point Salad versus vegetable stock. Let's see who wins.
Oh, I got you. I'm winning this one.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for episode 68 of Around the Board. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave all the comments. Check us out. I have started an Instagram account, so that's pretty cool, and I've actually been doing things on it. I know. I'm an old man on Instagram, and it's fun. And then you should subscribe on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Also, hey, check out Rumble. We're there, too. Maybe not as consistently, but it happens. Also, podcast? We're a podcast. Did you know that, John? I bet you Kelly didn't know we're a podcast. Kelly doesn't want to watch the show. Maybe listen to the show. Think of that one.
I heard someone talk about listening to the show just last night. So
well, there you go.
We're making waves.
Waves. All right. Well, guys, thank you. Until next time, we'll see you around the board.
I didn't know we were on Bumble.
Rumble,
baby. What's that? Swipe left. Is that what it is?
No, that's not what you think it is.
That's not what it is. Swipe left.